Hello everyone, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Officer Skoda it is at this time. I want to talk to you a little bit about promises. Yeah, someone wearing a police cap or a uniform, they have a promise to protect the citizens and arrest your butt if you're a criminal and doing crazy activity. Now, a lot of us know about promises because we hear them all the time, right? For instance, let's talk about God's promises to us. Believe it or not, he has a lot of promises. He even says he became poor that dealeth with the slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Now those are some promises about money. You know, the wicked borroweth and payeth not again, but the righteous will bestoweth mercy and giveth. Those are some of the promises of God. You know, even talks about in Matthew, come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest in your souls. Now, I'm talking to you a little bit about God's promises to us, and there's a lot of them, and they're all throughout the Bible. Now, us as parents and teachers and even community leaders often give promises to our children, to our students, to others in the community, but sometimes we fall short. Sometimes we give broken promises. Well, sure, if you're going to tell your kid you're going to buy him a video game and you don't, should you feel guilty about that? Now, I hear all the time, and it drives me nuts, where parents are promising their kids everything. I'll take you to the store. I'll buy you ice cream. I'll buy you that video game, with no intentions of ever doing so. Or the one I hate the worst is, oh yeah, I'll get with you. We'll go to movies in an hour. And that never happens. Or I'll be home in 2 hours, and that doesn't appear. Why do we make those broken promises to one another? God's given us a promise to take care of us as long as we praise him, we thank him, we stay on the straight and narrow. Why can't we do that with each other? If I promise to love you, if I promise to build you a home, if I promise to take out the trash, why can't we just do that? Now, sure, sometimes we get distracted. Well, all the time we get distracted. And sometimes, things come up, an illness, a sickness, an accident, unexpected circumstances. But of course. But when you and I make a promise, people depend on us to follow through, right? Sure, at socialmediashows.com, for instance, we make a promise to showcase your vision, your idea. We make a promise to get you on the different social media platforms and help guide you to the success you want. But we can't do it for you. We promise to give you an opportunity, but we can't do it for you. Now, many of you know I'm a Toastmaster. And at Toastmasters, we got something a little bit different. The Toastmasters Club, sure, they're promising something to the new member, but we make each new member give a promise to the club. Let me read you some of the Toastmasters promises of new members. They promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of their projects to the best of their ability, basing them on the Toastmasters educational program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations, to help and maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow. And it keeps going on. We talk about to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers, and to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education and recognition programs, and to act within Toastmasters the core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during all the conduct of Toastmasters activities. Those are things we should be doing to people all the time. Why do we make it so difficult to keep a promise? If I promise to you, if I tell my child, hey son, if you take out the trash without me telling you and clean up your room all week, I'll take you for pizza at the end of the week. Whatever that is, I need to fulfill the obligation and take them for pizza. But it's a two-way street. Now, as a parent, sure, your obligation is to love your children, provide shelter, food for them, guide them up through school, and give them a decent education. And then at 18, unfortunately in America, sometimes we help push them out and say, okay, time to grow on your own. And that's kind of a fault of a lot of us Americans and probably other cultures. We shouldn't send someone out there before they're ready. But our jobs as parents is to ensure that they're ready. And that starts with making that promise and following through. I promise you, son, to love you. I promise you to make sure you know how to drive. I promise you to prepare you for the world to the best of my ability when you leave the home. Why do we fall short on our promises? Now, we're also involved in a lot of different things, and some of the things we're involved with, let's say Revolution Radio 2, revolutionradio2.com. And basically, their quest is to revolutionize the world of music. Revolutionize. They're here to give other people an opportunity, the future up-and-coming stars, and give them a platform to share their vision, their music with the rest of us. Why can't we all do that? Why do we think we have to be bigger and better and push people down? And if they make a mistake, to tell them they're no good and get out of here. And okay, I'm going off on a tangent. That happens sometimes. I promise you that will happen again. I promise you that will happen again. When you and I make a promise, it's a contract. It's a contract between who we're promising to. Now, sometimes we make promises and maybe cross our fingers behind our back so we don't really mean it. And I know we do that as kids. I'm not sure if that takes any effect as adults or not. But why can't we just be honest? Hey, son, I'd love to take you out for pizza this Friday, but I might be working late. I may not be home on time. We may have to reschedule. But I still expect you to take out the trash and clean your room, and we'll make it good later on. And I promise to do the best I can in that aspect. If you and I fall short, and we will fall short. We'll forget a promise. We'll get distracted. Life gets in the way. Learn to humble yourselves and apologize. Yeah, sure, we don't always need to apologize to our kids all the time unless we're hurting their feelings, and we should. We don't always need to explain our actions, but we do, and we should ask for forgiveness. Hey, son, I'm sorry to get you that pizza. I've been wanting you to eat more healthier, and I prefer we go eat something else besides pizza. We need to be upfront ahead of time and say, hey, I'll take you out for dinner at this natural food restaurant and go at it. Eat all the salad you want, but stay away from the pork ribs. We need to be clear and succinct, well, you know the word I mean, in our communication and help people understand that we love and care about them, but we often err because the human is err, and we often do that. Now, God has always given us grace. God has forgiven us every time we ask him, God, please, I screwed up again. I'm a knucklehead. And I'm sure he's up in heaven shaking his head, saying, I know. I forgive you, but try to do better next time. How many times can we fail someone before they stop forgiving us? How many times can we not step up to the plate or follow through on our promises where other people are going to just ignore us and not believe anything we have to say? You and I aren't God. God can forgive 100 times over, and us as humans sometimes have a problem with that. I encourage you to stay true to your promises. And if you have to change it, if you say, hey, I'm going to pick you up at 7 o'clock, dear, we're going to go have a great dinner, have an awesome life, maybe movies, and something comes up, you and we need to make it good. We can't make that 7 o'clock or even that evening. We can be in the doghouse for a while. We need to find a way to make that good and have a good excuse, of course. But we need to ask forgiveness. Don't just say, okay, I'll make it better next time, and next time comes and you change plans again, and next time comes you change plans again. You and I need to make it good and not make a promise we're not sure we can follow through with. To make a promise we're not sure we even care about or are going to remember. Now, the cops promises to protect and serve, but they're also promised to arrest you and put you in jail, even if they have to jump on you because you're resisting arrest. Because the bottom line is they're to help and protect the rest of us from criminals. And if you're drunken and driving, or you're just resisting arrest, or you're throwing things at the cops or other people, yeah, you have to obey the laws that are out there for the bottom line to protect all of us. Now, you and I both know there's crooked people in all professions, even those that serve others. But we need to do our best to follow through and do our part. We can always go to court and fight whatever wrongdoing was done to us. But if you're just going to fight the cop and say, how dare you come into my house and do this to me? How dare you challenge the cop? Sure, we do have crooked cops. I'm not going to tell you we don't. But there are more good people than there aren't. Anyways, I'm going to tell each and every one of you, encourage each and every one of you, when you make a promise, follow through. And it's a two-way street. You make a promise to someone, and it's usually in response to a certain action coming back at you. Or, but if you're a parent, you better promise to love that kid, even if you didn't expect to have a child. That's a promise you're going to have to make. That's just part of the deal. That is part of the deal. If you live in the United States of America or any other country, you're there to follow the rules of that nation. That's just part of the deal. That's just part of the deal. Whatever organization you be involved with, I'm involved with the American Legion, with Toastmasters, and so many other activities out there, social media shows. I promise to do my best, step up each week, give you a show that produces value, and to help you along your own journey to accomplish what you want in life. I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, and I'm doing all kinds of crazy things out there. But if you and I have a contract and I make a promise to you and I fall short, don't call me out in private so I can make it good. Don't go blast all over the world and say what a scumbucket I am or something. Let me make it good. And you and I need to forgive others and let them have an opportunity to make it good also. Anyways, this has been In the Office with Joseph Skoda, and I promise to share with you the visions that I get. I promise to reply back to you when you reach out to me, and I promise to help you along your journey, whatever it may be. Have yourself a great day, and I promise you I will also. Bye now.